I didn't know that.
He created the Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island and is being kissed here by the two actresses.
Is that, what's Mary Ann there?
Dawn Wells.
And Florence Henderson?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I don't know, he looks like, well, I don't know what that expression is on his face.
Oh.
Like, you better stop, I'm gonna die! Oh yes, Robert's Blossom.
We didn't know when we were watching Home Alone that this was the guy that was in Deranged in the 70s, the Ed Gein kind of film.
So nice and homely.
But he was supposedly a mean old geezer, but he turned out to be such a nice fellow.
Yes.
I can say that, even though I have never seen the film.
You got it right perfect there, Dave. No need to see that film.
Okay, there you go. Oh, Ed!
Oh, who's this, Dave?
Took that right out of our yearbook, didn't you?
I did.
Mr. Ken Outman, Ed, our teacher from high school. Does our producer remember, did you have Mr. Outman at all?
I did not.
I didn't have him.
I did, yes, math. I had him twice. My favorite teacher.
Huh.
What a nice guy. Nice guy. You know what, one time, I gotta tell you the story about him.
Okay.
I wrote up a series of jokes
Oh, no.
about him.
Oh, jeez.
And a friend of mine was reading them, thought they were funny. So he said, let me hand these out. I want to hand them to another friend of mine. So he gives it to another friend. And I'm like, I want these back, of course. The next day I go to get them back. I said, where are my jokes? I don't have them. Well, where are they? Mr. Outman has them.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, I was shaking like Barney Fife. I'm like, Mr. Outman has them. They're about him. They weren't mean-spirited or anything, but they were about him. Like I would take TV shows that were on at the day, and I'd put his name into them, write little captions, funny little jokes about him. Well, I snuck into his class the next day. I was always the first one. I was always the first one into his class. This day I was not, because I was frightened to death. I don't know if I was getting called to the principal's office, if I was going to be kicked out of his class, or worse yet, be stuck in his class and become his personal whipping boy. But I sneak in, I keep my head down, I sneak in, I sit down, and I'm very quiet looking down. I see him get up out of his chair, and I hear those feet come toward me. He's a very big man, at about 6'4", 6'5", right?
Uh-huh.
Couldn't walk inconspicuously if he wanted to. Then I see the big feet next to my desk. And then I hear this voice that says, I believe this belongs to you. And he takes the paper and he slams it down on my desk. I didn't want to look up, but I looked at the sheet of paper, and he graded each one of the jokes. Some got A's, and he wrote funny. Some got F's, and he wrote dumb. You could do better. He graded them. Now, that was pretty good. He had a good sense of humor about that.
Yeah.
Because you remember, back in those days, there was a movie called Who's Killing the Great Chefs of Europe.
Right.
I did a little poster, said, Who's Killing the Great Math Students of America? And I had him as the chef with a meat cleaver, blood dripping off of it, body parts all around. He gave me an A+ on that. Good old Mr. Outman. And the other thing he did to me, if you have a minute, real quick,
We have a minute.
take your homework out. Always have to put your homework at the corner of your desk. He'd walk up and down each aisle, and then he would just grab someone's homework, and he would write it down, identical from what you did, on the board, and then he would go over it. If it was right, good for you. If it was bad, not so good. This is what he did to me. He took mine up, did it. It was completely wrong. I had no clue what I was doing. And he goes like this, and he hands it back to me like this, and he says, well, it was this way. He goes, do you know why I'm holding it like this? And I went, no. This is how I handle garbage. And then he drops it on my desk. He was funny.
Teachers were much more creative back then.
He was funny. He was a good guy. I'd get to his class first. We'd talk about sports. He talked about music. He knew everything about 50s music. You know, he was a guy. He was a real guy. When most of your teachers, you think back of your teachers, Ed, what do you think of them as? Your damn teachers. You know, they don't have a personality, just your teachers. No. Mr. Outman was a good guy, and it's very sad to hear that he died back at the end of
67 is
June.
pretty young, Dave.
It is. It is very young when I read that, and so.
You know, I learned something here today, Dave, and I didn't know all this time I've known you.
Uh-oh.
You said posters of TV shows or movies, and you put your teacher in there.
Right.
I did the same exact thing, and I don't think we ever discussed it, with Mr. Mooney, one of my favorite teachers. I did TV guide listings.
Did you?
And I have them somewhere. I got to bring them down here. tonight Star Trek, and I drew his picture in there. It was the same. We had the
I
same
did-
type of sense of humor.
Yeah. I did the exact same thing. Back then, there was a show called, a very obscure show that probably no one will remember. It was called Phil and Mickey. I changed it to Phil and Kenny. And then I wrote a little caption about what happens when Kenny does, just a whole list of things, and then a bunch of jokes. And he graded them. I thought that showed a great sense of humor. And he said, by the way, he called me up to class at the end of the class. He called me up to his desk and he said, "I just want to let you know that I read these to the teachers in the teacher lounge,
jeez.
and your chemistry teacher is very upset with you because you didn't write any about him."
Oh, well, there you go.
But yes, Mr. Outman, sad to hear that when I read that. So
Rest in peace, and say hello to Mr. Mooney. Mr. Outman,
that's
who
right.
joined, they're together now and talking about their students making up TV guide entries about them. All right, we have to go over to the poster pairs game. We want to give, now we've had a long dry spell. We want to give away some tickets tonight, Dave.
we do, Ed. We do. And I think that red dress is just the ingredient we need.
Oh, we're both wearing red.
But I'm not wearing a dress today.
Yeah.
Look at her over there looking very summery in her red outfit.
Yeah, of course.
And we're going to give away some passes with
You
the
think?
official Media Zone device, Dave.
It's called plastic jug that used to have Twizzlers in it. Oh, pretzels. I'm sorry.
It is Michelle Cresafulli with a 1 and a 4. Oh.
We're going to do it, Dave.
I got my popper ready, Ed.
Live and let
Okay.
die is going to match.
She builds up the excitement, doesn't she?
I know.
does.
The anticipation.
Wait, did you go look? I think she was jumping around.
Do it again.
Yeah.
You didn't get to see me back
I'm
there.
so excited.
Where's the cameraman? I never seen her. There you go. Very good. I knew it was going to happen today, Dave.
Did you?
I did, yes.
Exciting. Oh.
Oh,
Whoa. Oh.
oh my
Oh,
God.
wait. We got to do these ones too?
I
Okay.
don't know, man. She might be losing college credit here. She don't know what she's doing.
She's great.
Is she, Ed?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yup.
there you go. Oh, look at that. Up, down, up, down, up, down, Ed. My favorite way of moving.
Hold up. Oh, we have to go over. Lilac will give you the address to write in for that in a minute.
In a minute.
We have to go over. Are we going to pull the thing or just announce it today? There, we're going to do it, Dave. We have to get this in here. People wrote in for the match game.
The match game.
Here it is.
Here it is.
We have a group of people that wrote in.
We do.
That's in the bowl over here, which we can't quite reach. I don't know if you can get it.
I don't want to. I don't want to lose FaceTime.
Everything is
the camera.
just out of our reach, Dave. We're gonna have Lilac pick an entry and see if they match you, Dave.
And are we gonna show them what they had to match?
They had to match Blank Hill.
Blank Hill, Ed.
And
Blank
Lilac
Hill.
is
Jerry Lansing.
okay. And what did he write down?
Anita.
Anita. Hill.
Well, let me tell you, Anita Hill, part of the Supreme Court hearings. Very good choice because, as you know, I'm very political. So that's why I wrote.
Benny Hill. Most of the people that wrote in wrote Benny Hill.
They did.
But we happened to pick the one that
Wrote Anita.
an obscure political reference from about 20 years ago now.
Right.
But
With Clarence, was it Clarence Thomas? And the, was it the soda? The statement about the soda,
Right.
something being in the soda, whatever it was.
Gary wrote Benny Hill.
Gary wrote Benny Hill.
And who else wrote?
Yep.
Betty Grinter.
Betty Grinter. Oh.
Yup.
Well, just keep opening those papers.
Blueberry Hill.
Oh.
Piltash.
Found my thrill.
On Blueberry Hill.
Benny.
Benny.
And where can people write in, Lilac, for the?
Oh my God, they can do this right here. Right at this address.
Email us at MediaZone95. Not 94, Ed.
No.
Not 96. 95 at gmail.com. That's MediaZone95. Good night, everybody.